Good morning from freezing cold Gretna, Nebraska. I believe it was as cold as 11 below zero last night on this Monday, Martin Luther King Day, Inauguration Day. Lots of changes in the country, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about these two amazing motorcycles, the 2020 Suzuki GSXR 1000R and this stock completely 2015 BMW S1000RR. Just two absolutely incredible 1-liter sport bikes from top to bottom. So one of the things I want to talk about, I bought these motorcycles 4 or 5 years ago, and my sole purpose was to do track days at a couple of the local tracks, Hastings Motorsports Park and Heartland Park in Topeka, Kansas. They're both about 2 hours away from where I live. To do track days in novice and even moving up into intermediate. The intermediate class becomes very competitive. These guys think it's going to be a race. You can pass in the turns. They do close passes. It's not what I liked. So I usually hung out in the novice group. There's passing rules, no passing in the turns. Straightaway passes, leaving plenty of room. And there's control riders. If you break the rules, they will have you thrown out of the track. So typically, my son and I, who rode the 600 over there, we would ride in novice most of the day, enjoying these bikes. And in the afternoon, after some of the intermediate drivers were always coming off their bikes because they were, like I said, they think it's a race and they were just pushing it to the limits all the time. So with that being said, the Gixxer 1000R, I had it flashed by Chris Moore Mafia, and it really woke the bike up. It gave it a way quicker response, especially in the A mode, and added probably 10 to 15 wheel horse on it. The suspension on these bikes these days is incredible. They probably use Öhlins suspension, and it's just great. I really take very good care of my bikes, a lot of pride, keeping the maintenance, the chain sprockets very clean, oiled. The nice thing about both these motorcycles is they have the quick shifter, which automatically rev matches upshifts and downshifts. Both these bikes are very, very low mileage bikes. I think this one has about 2,500 miles on it, 2,500. It's going to have A, B, and C mode with 3 traction. That's what it's set on, 3. I think it's got about 7 traction control modes, which are real easily done right here by the button on the shifter. I'm not going to do a startup on these bikes. On some of my other videos, I did startups on both of them. The Showa BFF suspension, just great, very easy accessible for the clicks on the dampening and rebounding. That's one of the differences in the 1000R compared to the 1000cc bike. It has the better suspension, it has stainless brake lines, and it also has the better electronics package with the wheelie control. They removed the fender. I bought this bike, it was only about 7 months in 2020 with 1,200 miles, so it was like new. I think the factory, when it came out, they offered this Yoshimura Alpha pipe when they sold it from the dealership. And even now, the bike is still like brand new. It's just the way I take care of it. You know, there's no scratches. It's never been obviously tipped over or banged into. Probably with the ECU flash, in my opinion, it's probably now equal to the power. I think factory rating is 199 on the GSXR and 204 on the BMW. I'd give it a slight edge in responsiveness. Now, this has a full electronics package on it. One of the amazing things with the BMW S1000RR is the ability for it to adjust. This one has 4,400 miles on it. And all of its mode selectors here from, I think it's got sport, rain, sport, and race, and then there's a mode called slick mode as well. I usually run it in race when I'm at the track, and sport when I'm cruising down the road. And the modes, the A, B mode, the sport and race mode, usually mainly have it geared up for the response and the throttle. The amazing thing with this suspension is it's automatically in the race mode and other modes adjusting the suspension while you're driving it. So it's gonna give you the adjustments constantly on the track. I can't remember how many adjustments per millisecond it makes. The electronics on the BMW are definitely far superior. Probably the braking as well. It's just the hand on the brake is just easier to modulate when you're, you know, coming on a fast straightaway, 130, 140 miles an hour, and you have to slow down to do your turn in. The BMW is definitely in a better braking mode, which just breeds confidence. It's got a quick shifter on it as well. I would say things like paint quality, the quality of the wheels, you know, just the depth and the gloss on the wheels when you clean them. The BMW definitely has an edge on that. But once again, too, you know, the BMW is about $7,000 more if you're purchasing it brand new. So it's preference. One of my biggest things, which probably isn't as important with my collection of old Gixxers and Suzukis and GSs. I love the blue and white. And for me, I actually had a blue and white BMW. I love the black. It looks great, but one of my favorite things is I personally think that the GSXR 1000R is a way better looking motorcycle. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on the difference of these two bikes. I'm not an expert by all means. For me, being in the 60-year-old range, they're not great cruisers. I do drive them back and forth to work. That's where I put them on the miles. But I'm always going to take, you know, one of the classic bikes for sure if I'm headed down the road. I will be selling these bikes, being they've closed the track. I don't have a purpose for them, and they're not cruisers. This is another really amazing bike, the ZX10R. I'll be doing a walk around and start up on it. The works exhaust pipe on it is just music. You know, when you're got it on the track and you're revving it up to its limit. Anyway, thanks for watching my videos. If you look at my page, Camaro Bruce, on YouTube, they have me on the motorcycle during the track days and novice and intermediate and walk-arounds and startups. Once again, a fine day in America, and thank you for watching.